Jill, thanks much for your time.
Always a pleasure.
So it's too late for 2018 if you didn't use your money wisely, as most South Africans are. We've seen the savings statistics. We've seen how much they allocate of their salaries towards paying off debt. But going into 2019, you want to be in a little bit of a better position, especially as the economy is not expected to shoot the lights out, and probably the company that you work for is not expected to give you an increase that will shoot the lights out either. What do you do?
It's going to be a challenge. I think most of us are going into this holiday period knowing whether we've been naughty or nice with our money. And you're Santa's elf, so hopefully you've got a bag of money to distribute after this show.
Oh, the elves don't get the money. The elves are with the help.
You carry the money. So most people aren't carrying a lot of money into 2019. And the one thing you need to do when you go into 2019 is to first accept the mistakes that you committed in 2018. What's done, what's happened, has been. The biggest thing you can do, the worst mistake you can make in 2019 is to repeat the same mistakes of 2018, i.e. doing the same things expecting a different result. So,
I mean, as a financial planner, what are the common mistakes that most people made with their money or make with their money generally?
Well, the biggest mistake is simply living beyond your means. And there's one thing you can't do. You can't cut expenses forever. At some point, you reach a ceiling or a bottom where I can't stop drinking water or I can't switch off the electricity. What do you do? So 2019, quick strategies would be around maybe consider that second hustle. So a secondary income, which gives you a little bit of extra money, even if it's just for fuel, it gives you that extra play. Increase your income. That's the only other side of the equation you can work on. Look for another job. So maybe study a little bit more in 2019, make yourself more attractive to potential employment, and most importantly, engage in the services of a financial planning professional. I know a lot of people think money is easy because it's mine, but it doesn't work like that. Just like you have an accountant or a lawyer or a medical practitioner, get yourself a financial planning professional to sit down and help you with your money woes, because a lot of the money problems you make are actually deeply rooted psychologically to your childhood, sometimes to your relationships. So you need to decouple yourself and almost divorce yourself from your mistakes, divorce yourself from that thing inside you which makes you do the things which you do without wanting to do it. So some of us are doing retail therapy right now because you're alone, because the holiday time is a lonely period. So a lot of people have gone to families, but if you are somebody who's staying alone, or maybe you're an expatriate in a country where you're alone, you're trying to compensate for that loneliness with spending cash or sometimes swiping a credit card. So
or even drinking therapy.
Well, drinking therapy and the vices, it gets even worse. So what we need to do is to essentially get the help we need, and also 2019, educate yourself. If you're watching this channel already, you're doing the right thing, because this is the kind of channel which will empower you around money. There's nothing on CNBC except money matters. And
right. And I want to talk about money. Just a final question. So you spoke about the importance of getting a wealth expert. You spoke about the importance of avoiding the same mistakes, basically living beyond your means. So this year, investing in the stock market hasn't given people the best of returns. But is this also an area that you should be looking at, investing in assets that can work for you while you work on something else?
Well, yes, the stock market has not done great, but it's a great time to buy stocks because you can average down if you're already exposed in the stock market. Remember, you're investing for the long term, medium to long term. So what happens in a 12-month period may be scary. Yes, JSE minus scary numbers. However, if you are already exposed, average down your cost, buy more shares. If you can and want to get into the market for the first time, no better time to get in than when it's bottomed out like now. It might still find another bottom, but it's a good time, because even if you're buying going forward, you're averaging down the price of the shares you're buying. So you're now going to get yourself into the market. And yes, over the long term, there's still no asset class which will give you better performance than shares and equities. But again, you need to have a professional to guide you. You can't go on to shares as the first thing you're doing in terms of saving and investing. Speak to someone, let someone help you. And the usual disclaimer is past performance is not an indication of future performance. But if you stay in the stock market and invested there over the long term, it's never gone wrong.
Sure.